You are floating in the warm, pulsing darkness of the nursery. The air, thick with the scent of damp earth, and the faint, acidic tang of larval pheromones, is a living thing around you. A low, continuous hum vibrates through the waxy walls of your cell, the sound of a million lives moving in perfect, unthinking unison. It's a city of siblings, a civilization of sisters, and you are just one anonymous cell within it. Now, let's shrink down and peer into the microcosm. Out of the darkness, a shape appears at the mouth of your cell. It is one of your sisters, a worker, her movements precise and devoid of hesitation. She offers you food, a milky, potent substance worlds away from the standard fare given to the others. This is not just sustenance, it is a verdict. As you consume it, a fire ignites in your cells. A biological command, ancient and absolute, begins to rewrite your very being. Your body, once destined for a short life of labor, begins to swell, to warp, to transform. To transform into something other. This is not a choice. It is an invasion. The colony, in its infinite and terrible wisdom, has selected you. Your sisters in the neighboring cells will have their potential cauterized. Their reproductive organs will shrivel, their growth will be stunted. Their minds locked into the simple algorithms of foraging and maintenance. Theirs is a life of service, but yours is a life of sacrifice. You are being forcibly sculpted into the living heart of the colony. A biological singularity whose sole function will be to produce more life. But from inside your transforming body, it feels like the closing of 1,000 doors. Each surge of growth, each cellular mutation, is another choice you will never get to make. You are being anointed, but it is the anointing of a vessel, not the coronation of a king. Final establishing shot of the theme. The violent alchemy of your creation is complete. Your body is no longer your own. It is a specialized instrument, larger and heavier than your sisters, streamlined for a single relentless task. You are moved now, a slow ceremonial procession, through tunnels humming with the colony's ceaseless activity. You are guided into a new cavity, one carved from the very heart of the nest. This is the royal chamber, but as you cross its threshold you feel the soft, final click of a lock. This is not a palace, it is a cell, perfectly engineered for a lifetime of incarceration. The architecture is a marvel of biological necessity. The walls are smooth, built not for beauty but for hygiene and structural integrity. The walls are smooth. The space is precisely calibrated to the length of your new body, discouraging all but the most essential movements. It is an organic prison, a living womb turned outward. The colony has built you a cage to concentrate your power inward, making your immobility the very source of its stability. Attendants swarm around you, your firstborn children and your eternal wardens. Their antennae tap and stroke across your body, not in reverence, but in diagnosis, assessing your health, your readiness. They feed you predigested nutrients, a constant stream of fuel for the coming ordeal. They are not subjects, they are technicians, and you are the machine they must maintain. You radiate a chemical aura, a pheromonal signal that is now the law of this subterranean city. A pheromonal signal that is now the law of this subterranean city. You are a god, but you are also a prisoner of the very system your body now regulates. The chamber is warm, safe, and utterly devoid of choice. The long, slow living death has begun. The machinery of your body, primed and maintained by your attendants, begins its work. It starts not with a decision, but with an involuntary tremor deep within you, a muscular command issued by a chemistry far older than thought. The first egg descends. It is a smooth, pearlescent capsule of pure potential, and you feel its passage with a detached sense of physiological process. An attendant is there instantly, her mandibles gentle, her movements swift, taking the egg and vanishing into the darkness before the next pulse even begins. This is not birth as you might understand it. This is production. Your life's purpose has just been switched on, and there is no off switch. The rhythm begins. A contraction, a release, a removal. A pause, a contraction, a release, a removal. Your body becomes a living metronome, ticking off the future of the colony one life at a time. Days, nights, seasons. These concepts dissolve. Time loses all external reference and becomes an internal measure of output. Your existence is no longer a journey through moments, but a continuous, unyielding flow of creation. Humans search their entire lives for a singular purpose. You have been granted one, absolute and monolithic, and it has hollowed you out to make room for its own relentless beat. You are the heart of the hive, but a heart does not think or feel, it only pumps. Is this existence? Or is it a perfect simulation of it? Each egg contains the blueprint for a mind, a body, a life of service. Yet the act of creating them is devoid of all the meaning that other species attach to birth. There is no maternal instinct, no bond, no recognition. It is a biological imperative stripped of all sentimentality, a masterclass in efficiency that is terrifying to behold. You are a conduit through which the colony's genetic stream flows, a vessel that perpetuates a system you will never truly see. You are a queen, a mother to millions, but the only thing you truly feel is the unending biological pulse that is slowly, methodically, turning your body into a living factory for ghosts. Even as your body performs its relentless mechanical function, another process is underway. It is silent, invisible, yet infinitely more powerful than the physical act of creation. Your skin, your very cuticle, is a broadcast tower, emitting a constant, complex stream of chemical signals. This is not a scent, it is a language, an ancient and undeniable law passed through the air itself. This chemical mantle is a declaration. I am the queen. I am the only future. It permeates every tunnel, touches every worker, and suppresses the ovaries of your daughters, rendering them beautifully, functionally sterile. This is a masterclass in biological totalitarianism, a form of broadcast hypnosis that prevents rebellion before the thought can even form. The signal organizes the chaos, binding a million separate bodies into a single, cohesive superorganism. You are simply a biological reality, a living law of physics for your society, and they are physiologically incapable of dissent. Yet, here lies the profound and terrifying paradox. You, the absolute monarch whose chemical word is law, are utterly and completely helpless. Utterly and completely helpless. You cannot feed yourself. You cannot clean away your own waste. Your absolute authority is built on a foundation of absolute dependency. They are slaves to your chemistry, but you are a prisoner of their care, a closed loop of control and reliance. It poses a chilling question when the ruler is a prisoner and the subjects are automatons. Who truly holds the power? The only answer is the system itself, a ghost in the machine that has enslaved you all. Time, which had dissolved into the rhythm of production, now reasserts itself in the form of decay. The unending biological pulse that defined your existence begins to hesitate. A beat is missed here. A contraction is weaker there. Your body, the perfect factory, is growing old. The constant stream of nutrients from your attendants no longer fully replenishes you. A deep, cellular fatigue sets in, the first sign that the machinery is beginning to fail. This internal decay manifests as a far greater crisis, for as your body falters, so does your chemical voice. The pheromonal broadcast, once the clear and absolute law of the colony, begins to fray. It weakens, thins, and fills with static. The change is felt instantly throughout the system. Your attendants, your wardens, are the first to notice. Their antennae read your weakening signal not with sympathy, but with the cold detachment of instruments. Their grooming becomes less maintenance and more diagnosis. They are no longer tending to a god, they are assessing a liability. Further out, in the sprawling darkness of the nest, the fraying of your command sends ripples of instability. For the first time in their lives, some workers feel the ghost of an individual will. Their own dormant ovaries, long suppressed by your chemical rain, begin to stir. This is not a conscious rebellion, it is a biological consequence of a power vacuum. The system's perfect order is fraying because its central premise, your eternal fertility, is proving to be a lie. This is the cold, unsentimental calculus of the collective. The superorganism has no capacity for nostalgia or loyalty. It is a pragmatic entity, governed by one ruthless imperative: continue. And so, deep within the nurseries, a quiet decision is made. A new cell, a royal cell, is being sculpted. A single larva, identical to the millions of her sisters, is separated from the worker production line. She is given the potent food, the royal jelly that once sealed your fate. The system has made its calculation. You are no longer the solution, you are the problem. The process of engineering your replacement has begun. A new scent floods the tunnels, a chemical broadcast so potent and clear it cuts through the static of your own fading signal. It is the pheromone of a new queen, your replacement, in the full flower of her youth. You feel it as a physical blow and erasure. The change in the colony is not gradual, it is absolute. The attendants who have fed and cleaned you your entire life turn away. The flow of nutrients stops. Their antennae, which once soothed you, now tap against your body with a new, alien purpose. They are no longer your caretakers. They are the arbiters of a biological imperative, and their allegiance has shifted to the stronger signal, the promise of a future you can no longer provide. Your world shrinks to the confines of your chamber, but it is no longer a sanctuary. It is a tomb. The workers begin to surround you. Their movements are not frenzied or angry. There is no malice here, no emotion at all. It is the coordinated, dispassionate efficiency of a system purging a defunct component. Humans have a word for this matricide. It is their ultimate taboo, a crime that strikes at the heart of family and society. Here, it is not a crime, it is a necessity. It is the final, logical line in a genetic script written over millions of years. A script that prioritizes the survival of the text over the life of any single character. You are weak, slow, a ghost of the monarch you once were. They swarm you, a living tide of your own children. They are not killing their mother, they are eliminating a threat to the colony's stability. Two queens, two competing signals, would be a schism, a descent into chaos. The system, in its cold perfection, does not allow for this. It demands a single source of command. In your final moments, You are simply an obstacle to that unity. Your consciousness, already so narrowed by a life of pure function, dissolves into this final act of service. Your death is the act that allows the colony to be reborn, unified and strong under its new vital heart. The machine is being reset to factory settings, and just like that, you are gone. There is no ceremony, no burial, no memory etched in the minds of your children. Your body, a vessel now empty of its purpose, is efficiently recycled back into the colony, a final offering of protein to the system you created. In the royal chamber, the new queen has already begun her work. The biological pulse, the relentless rhythm of egg laying, resumes without missing a beat. The pheromonal law she exudes is clear and strong, and the hive's perfect order is reaffirmed. To an outside observer, it would seem as if nothing had happened at all. A critical component was replaced with no operational downtime. So, what remains of you? What is the legacy of a life lived in total service and concluded in total erasure? Your ghost is not in the memory of the hive, but in its very architecture. Your legacy is silent, cellular, and absolute. It exists in the double helix of every worker tending the nurseries, every forager returning with nectar, every soldier defending the gates. The colony that consumed you is built entirely from your genetic code. You are the blueprint for the city that tore you down. It is a staggering philosophical riddle. Is this the ultimate form of immortality? To have your essence replicated into a million bodies, forming a single, living entity? Or is it the ultimate annihilation, a complete dissolution of the self into the faceless, unthinking collective? Humans build legacies of stone and story, hoping a name or an idea will outlast the flesh. Your legacy is the flesh itself. You were never truly an individual in the way we understand it. You were a temporary custodian of an ancient, immortal genetic stream. The title of Queen was merely an office, a role in a biological drama, and you were simply the actor for your season. You are the echo in the hive mind, the ghost in a machine that has already moved on, following a script that you did not write and could never escape. The pacing of the world outside the nest seems impossibly slow, its logic soft and chaotic. We pull back from the darkness, from the relentless, pulsing heart of the micro-order, a grander, more chaotic version of the colony. And how much of our free will is just a comforting story we tell ourselves to keep the darkness at bay? A comforting story we tell ourselves to keep the darkness at bay and return to our own world of conflicted choices and messy freedoms. We build our societies on the myth of the individual, celebrating uniqueness, while demanding conformity. The hive offers a chilling alternative, a vision of perfect harmony achieved by the total sacrifice of the self. The total sacrifice of the self. We recoil from its cold, unsentimental calculus, yet we are drawn to its flawless efficiency. Drawn to its flawless efficiency. And so we are left to wonder, as we look at our own complex systems, how much of our celebrated humanity is simply a grander, more chaotic version of the colony.